Happy Thanksgiving. It's Thursday, November 23rd, 2023. And hope everyone's having a fantastic Thanksgiving today. It will just be myself today. Hopefully, we'll have Brian back tomorrow. And today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the top 5 holiday cyber attacks. The holidays are a prime time for cyber criminals to attack organizations and companies because they know that people's guards will be down, they'll be spending time with family, they'll be traveling and having a good time. And so it's prime time for these cyber criminals to do reconnaissance, to look at potentially launching devastating cyber attacks, ransomware attacks, etc. So during holiday seasons, remember that you really need to have a mindset of architecting for defense and making sure that if an attack happens, that it doesn't just spread laterally and infect all of your systems, and that you can withstand again exploitation of systems. And it's kind of like a submarine. If one compartment floods, it doesn't spread to all the other compartments. So things like network segmentation, strong identity, multi-factor authentication, good patch management. Those are all really critical controls to have a solid security posture. So that being said, again, let's talk about five major cyber attacks that occurred during the holiday season. And the first one is the Log4j vulnerability. So this was a vulnerability that was discovered around December 2021, before Christmas, and it was a critical flaw in the Apache Log4j logging library. And this vulnerability threatened millions of devices across the internet. And I remember reading a headline that said the internet was on fire because of this vulnerability. And it actually reminded me a little bit about Y2K, when everyone was kind of panicking and trying to get everything patched. And there was a strong effort with organizations around the world to patch systems quickly, because again, this vulnerability was extremely disruptive, potentially extremely deadly to an organization's digital systems. And I even know directors and cybersecurity teams that worked all the way through the holidays. I mean, they put in 12, 14-hour days to get this patched because this vulnerability was an extremely high severity vulnerability that needed to be patched. Again, number one, Log4j right around Christmas time. Number two was the SolarWinds attack. In December 2020, again, right around Christmas. This was an attack by a Russian-linked organization impacting 18,000 of SolarWinds customers, right, including government agencies. So customers that were using SolarWinds Orion software were potentially at risk because, again, there was a supply chain attack on the SolarWinds software itself. And, this attack made headlines worldwide. And I think even Microsoft was affected by this breach. Number three on the list is JBS, who is the world's largest meat supplier. And they were attacked on Memorial Day, May 2021, right? And, this affected meat supply operations worldwide. And so there was a global supply shortage of meat products because JBS systems were affected. Number four on the list is Target. And we all heard about the Target breach. This also occurred in December 2013. It seems like a lot of these attacks or vulnerabilities occur towards the end of the year. Again, right around the Christmas season. And the Target attack occurred because of an upstream HVAC vendor that Target was using that was themselves compromised. And then their systems had access to Target systems. And so, they were kind of a jumping point for the bad actors. So the bad actors were able to compromise the POS, the point of sale systems. And as a result, data of 40 million customers was compromised. 40 million customers had their credit cards stolen, And because of this, a lot of the credit card companies, Visa and MasterCard, they started implementing pin and chip solutions to mitigate against these types of attacks. And again, this was one of the largest retail hacks of its type. And last but not least, this is just 5 examples, was the Kaseya attack. And in July 2021, right around Independence Day, so Independence Day weekend, Kaseya software was used to ransomware around 1,000 businesses via the RMM software, remote management software. And again, this was very disruptive to many organizations who were probably taking time off to celebrate, to launch fireworks, but the cyber criminals were taking the opportunity to attack thousands of businesses via this vulnerability. So again, this is just 5 examples. I'm sure there's many more. And so as we head into the holiday season, make sure that you are following best practices, that you're not just putting it to the side and saying, I'll get to this sometime later down the road, because bad actors are looking for the low-hanging fruit. So if you have internet-facing servers, make sure they're patched, make sure they're not vulnerable to high severity exploits. Just one example is the Citrix vulnerability, right? Make sure that those types of systems are patched and up to date, and just be vigilant, right? Make sure you have good logging in place, pervasive telemetry, things like strong identity, multi-factor authentication. All these controls are really important as part of a defense in-depth strategy. So that does it for today. Hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving, and we will see you on the next stand-up. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.